Game of the Final Judgment, Awakening of the Neopening. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301 Dark Quality, Blood Returning Earrings. Have obtained the jet black quality blood returning earrings, blood return earrings quality, pitch black, upgradable, level, LV1 attribute, healing plus 7% per second. The increase in accessories is a single attribute such as blood volume, magic value, double defense, blood return, magic return, etc. Doomsday Game is essentially an attribute game. As long as the attribute stack is high enough, players are invincible, but most players have no way to stack attributes at all. The 7% blood recovery attribute, combined with the passive of the Destiny Maniac, is almost 50% blood recovery per second. In the future, it can even reach 100% blood return per second, and I myself have more than 300 million blood points. After the Phoenix casts the casting skill, it directly increases the blood volume by 40 billion, and various attribute bonuses, return 50% of blood per second, that is, heal 20 billion points of blood per second, and after the white shield was awakened, the cooling time was reduced once, and the shield broke through the limit once. Each layer can inherit 120% of the blood volume, a total of 6 layers, that is, 240 billion blood volume. In this way, after using Phoenix's casting skill, my HP attribute is even better than my defense. After leaving the auction house, Zhao Yuan applied the Hades invisibility cap skill to the dive fighter and advanced void mine transport to the deceitful soldier guild station. The teammates also wore red earrings. The accessory bar is unlocked by 1 slot, which is equivalent to wearing an extra piece of red equipment. Zhao Yuan said, "This jewelry craftsman is indeed suspicious. After collecting so many void mines, others only know that void mines can be used to make space backpacks, but we have investigated aliens, and in the battle just now, we also found 30 alien players who were not polluted by the starry sky. If there is an alien race similar to our patriarch, you don't have to hide in the wilderness at all. You can even live under the same roof with our human race, but pretending to be a Terran player risks being exposed. Aliens don't see our regional channels and forums, but as an NPC, you can live a very nourishing life. You can also use your own channels to collect void mines and complete the cause of alien invasion as soon as possible." Yuning responded, "You mean the jewelry maker just now? He's actually an alien player, playing an NPC." Zhang Fengwu rubbed his chin and said, "It's not impossible. Players can also have the skills to make accessories, as long as the skill level is above S level. With enough proficiency stacking levels, it is completely reasonable to finally create art quality accessories. There will be players in the major guilds who specialize in the forging route, and there are even many players in the potion, enchanting, food, planting, and mining routes. After all, not everyone wants to fight beasts." Zhong Wen said with a thoughtful look on his face. "Then you still help him transport the void mine? Isn't this helping the Terrans?" Zhao Yuan said indifferently, "It's just tens of thousands of units. It won't affect the overall situation at all." Knowing their abnormality, "Are you afraid that you won't be able to deal with them? Get the dark quality jewelry first, and this is just speculation, not a proven fact. The main enemy now is the polluting forces. How can it be so easy to build a super large teleportation matrix? Even if the establishment is successful, wouldn't it be enough to destroy it?" Zhao Yuan said with a gloomy expression on the side. Chapter 302 The Demon of Nothingness, God Descends. Zhao Yuan said solemnly, "The coordinates on the bulletin board of the first level main city allowed us to accidentally kill a polluted creature whose bones were originally inlaid with some kind of polygonal thing. Obviously we killed it, but it was taken away in advance. The deep black crown fragments left by the goddess of the night. There should have been many pieces, but only the smallest fragment was left." Zhao Yuan paused and continued, "And about the bronze door, I saw dark tar gushing out of the door at the last moment when I was strengthening the seal in the center of the earth. It was as if blood was flowing from the center of the earth, but in the blink of an eye, all the tar was gone, before the rocks were all buried. I touched the bronze door with my hand, and the tar traces left on my fingers finally turned into divine power units, and there's the advanced void mine in front of you. After the fragmentation, there's only a key-shaped depression. Originally, there should be a key. This should be the real super large transmission matrix core. As a result, it was taken away in advance." Zhong Wen said in horror. Does this treat us as wage earners? Why did you choose us? Yu Ning pondered. Perhaps it is because of Zhao Yuan? Zhao Yuan has two key conditions. One is strong enough to kill the avatar of the Evernight Goddess and obtain the bronze door. The second is to have a high level of pollution resistance to be able to accomplish all this. There are not many people who have these two conditions at the same time. Zhao Yuan had no choice but to put away the remaining high-level void mines. Although the secret treasures inside had been taken away in advance, he still had some thoughts. Even if there are many doubts, people still need sleep and rest in the end. The team can only return to their own rooms and wait for the arrival of tomorrow. The next day, Zhao Yuan woke up naturally, 3 minutes before the alarm clock he set. But he was so unusually awake suddenly, without a trace of tiredness. Zhao Yuan gathered the team members, simply ate some breakfast, and prepared to force a guild battle. Zhong Wen excitedly said, "Oh yes. We can kill all the tens of millions of hostile players to level 0 again. I can at least break through to level 200. The feeling of emptying out a player's years of hard work, the feeling of shrimp and pig's heart, is more addictive than actually killing the target." Su Yuxin responded, "That's because Zhao Yuan's strength is strong enough, otherwise we will be killed to level 0. The side effect of the oversized confinement shackles will make us unable to forcefully exit the battle space for 24 hours. Zhao Yuan said, "I don't have enough super large shackles in my hand. There are only 20 scrolls, and I have to buy them again. I mentioned that I have stored a lot of void mines in the 3 stores under my name. You can take out a part now and trade with a jewelry craftsman. Exchange of precious one-time items. Although I know that the jewelry craftsman has a huge suspicion, but it is completely under control. The void mine traded to him now will be retrieved by me sooner or later." Just as Zhao Yuan was about to teleport back to Yan City, he received a global announcement. Global announcement: Sakura Country, the first level main city, Ancient House City encountered a god. The demon of nothingness forcibly descends. Through continuous killing, you will quickly increase your rank. Zhao Yuan said quickly, "Is this the divine descent of the star power? The Abyss Cheyenne King has just been reinforced and sealed by us with a bronze door. It shouldn't be so easy to project power into the world." And before the battle with the Blood Moon Mother Goddess, Meng Xiaoming used the method of evil rituals to deepen the cracks in the starry sky barrier. Chapter 303 Supporting the Battlefield. Jia Meng said, "With the PG nature of the Sakura Kingdom, if we immediately support the battlefield, we will kill the evil god's avatar. Sakura Kingdom may also accuse us of robbing monsters and taking their credit. It's better to let Sakura Country try the taste of despair first, and then we choose to enter the battlefield. In this way, although the Sakura Kingdom will not be grateful to us, at least they will bow and say a few words of thanks, and it won't let the evil clone grow too much." Of course, Zhao Yuan didn't really go to sleep for tens of minutes. He was just joking. Although letting the boss kill for dozens of minutes, Zhao Yuan still has the confidence to crush the boss, but there is no need for this. Sakura Country Furuya Castle is in a catastrophe at this moment. A strange snake monster with a height of 40 meters projected into the center of the main city. The Void Demon has a body with a human body and a snake tail, which seems to be formed by the patchwork of countless abstract symbols. Only a vague outline can be seen, holding a long and narrow trident in both hands. The face is a blank oval, with strange eyeballs of different sizes stacked horizontally and vertically and laid on the surface. The ancient house city was immediately covered by the dense starry sky pollution, and the players in the whole city had no time to escape due to the triggering of the cataclysmic event. Both the safe zone and the teleportation point have failed. The call-up order of the guild leader at the 12th level also has a limit on the number of transmission places to the despair of Sakura Country. No one teleported to support them at all, even their allies. Haven't we already formed an ally with a beautiful country? Why don't we come to support us? You don't really believe in the pretty country, do you? This is an evil avatar. People in the pretty country are also afraid of death, and they are also afraid of being polluted and becoming evil creatures. Wait, my neck is itchy. Catcha, a weird beast head grew out of the side of the neck of this Sakura Country player, and he was competing with himself for the body to command. The players in Guru City could only run frantically outside the city. As they ran, they would find that their bodies had turned into nothingness of sand, and they didn't know how they died. The Void Demon snake tail swayed, and the nearby towering buildings collapsed, and their returned durability to 0. Zhao Yuan said, "Let's go. In order to reduce one powerful enemy in Xia's future, we must support this time." All the team members chose to support God's descending battlefield. I saw 10 members of the team appearing from the wormhole in midair, and directly below was the evil clone. Damn it, Zhong Wen roared. Didn't this Nima place the support wormhole on the top of the evil spirit? Didn't he use the support players as bait to delay the escape time of the Sakura Kingdom players? It's better to place it a little farther away, so I'm somewhat prepared. Isn't the 12th level president of Sakura Country too stupid? Some Sakura Country players saw reinforcements appear in the void wormhole that the call-up order turned into. They were ecstatic for a while, because at their speed, they couldn't escape very far, and they would be completely polluted. But I saw only 10 people, and my mood fell to the bottom all of a sudden. Only 10 people? Is this an evil clone? Not even 10. 000 people are enough to get between your teeth. Zygo player? Zygo player to support us. Wait. Isn't this Zhao Yuan, Demon King of Xia Kingdom, saved? Really saved? The 12th level president of Sakura Country looked embarrassed. The location of the void wormhole transformed into call-up order can be chosen by oneself. He placed it on top of the evil spirit on purpose, because he knew that no one would come to support him. Even if there is, it is impossible to be an evil opponent. It is better to use reinforcements as bait, which can delay the time for a few seconds at least. But unexpectedly, it was Zhao Yuan, the Demon King of Xia, who appeared. Damn it. Zhao Yuan won't give up support because of the location of the wormhole, will he? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304 Puppet Eater. The half-step Pope level void demon directly opened the mythical creature form, and the long and narrow snake tail behind it quickly degenerated. The color of the divine patterns on the body surface suddenly changed. 3 pairs of cicada wings extended from behind, and the huge body lost its limbs and was covered with a religious armor. The head is wearing a layer of angular helmet. The 3 pairs of cicada wings vibrated, causing the void demon to float above the main city. The pollution of the starry sky, which was 1 level thicker than before, immediately permeated the entire ancient house city. Battle information, being polluted by the gods. Starry sky pollution resistance is being judged. If the judgment is successful, the pollution effect will be exempted, triggering the real oath. The thorns turned against the armor, causing 16 times of 800 million real damage. The true wounding turned into an invisible blade, piercing through the flesh and blood of the void demon. After the boss opened the mythical creature form, the overall attribute has been raised to a higher level. The amount of true retaliation also increases accordingly. The void demon instantly released the ability of Shangyao Boundary. A huge emptiness crack appeared on the edge of the entire ancient house city. It seems to be independent from the whole world. Scene information. The void demon exerts a skill effect, and the ancient house city is completely sealed off. Before the skill effect is lifted, you cannot leave this area, Zhao Yuan said quickly. Shiahulation? Is this intentionally attract me, and then block me with divine skills? It's no wonder that only 1.5 steps of the Pope level descended, because the real goal of the Starry Sky Force is not to release the god clone, but to isolate me from Xiaoguo. Su Yuxin immediately tried to use the teleportation point skill. Obviously, under the super high priority of the god skill, the teleportation point skill directly failed. The entire ancient house city was imprisoned in a huge void prison. Zhao Yuan still doesn't understand. If I choose not to support the battlefield, won't the enemy's plan fail? How can the enemy be so sure that I will support the battlefield, since it's a layout aimed at me? Can this void prison even offset time travel? Zhao Yuan immediately used repassing history, and the thick and boundless gray fog of history flowed out from Zhao Yuan's side. He should have returned to where he was 1.5 hours ago, but the skill failed. Combat information, suffering from the effects of the Void God Kingdom and the Demon Boundary skills, the time reversal skills have expired, Zhao Yuan said with a solemn expression. It really is aimed at me, and even the time reversal skills don't work. The prototype of the Kingdom of God plus the Seal of Nothingness? I killed the boss, isn't it alright, Zhang Fengwu? Since it is a plan aimed at you, then, there is a high probability that the boss will not be killed. Zhao Yuan immediately launched a frantic taunt. An invisible ripple spread towards the boss, but the figure of the void demon quickly dimmed. In line with his title of nothingness, it truly falls between reality and nothingness, directly ignoring Zhao Yuan's mocking effect. The teammates shot one after another, and a large number of attacks with special attributes could only pass through the boss. This, as long as the boss doesn't take the initiative to attack, then he won't be hurt by the entire armor. He can keep us in this state forever, and this is a nihilistic ability at the level of a god. It has a terrifyingly high priority, and it is basically impossible to crack it, Zhao Yuan calmly analyzed. Zhao Yuan kept trying to break free from this area, but the corresponding authority of the void demon was void, nothingness itself, even the goal of nothingness, and even the connection between the entire main city of nothingness and the present world, are all done at will. Zhao Yuan turned on ultimate dominion, expanded his domain, increased his size, increased the percentage of various attributes, and lowered the priority of enemies within the range, but the 3 pairs of cicada wings vibrating behind the void demon appeared directly at the other end of the main city, and were not covered by Zhao Yuan's ultimate domain of domination at all. Zhao Yuan used the glory evolution bonus to reset his skills, but he still couldn't return to Xia country, and was confined to this area. Chapter 305, the unfinished final chapter. Episode 3, Divine Corpse Oil. The curtain of the Destiny Theater was lifted up and down, and Zhao Yuan among them, by coincidence, entered a special job transfer trial, obtained the bronze door that was destined to be obtained under the guidance of fate. The seal of the Abyss Xian King was finally reinforced. Zhao Yuan, who was supposed to get the Divine Corpse Oil, had his fate deflected again. Fate was grafted onto Lu Jiao out of thin air. The puppet-like female narration sounded again. Don't fight against fate, obey the guidance of fate, and then you will go to the already doomed ending without pain. Zhao Yuan touched the corpse oil left on the bronze door, and his doubts intensified, but he suppressed his inner confusion for the time being. After all, people always have to look forward, and a joyful tomorrow will eventually come. Episode 4, Key to the Void. Zhao Yuan coincidentally met a demon player hidden in Yayan City. This is the second time he has encountered a demon player. I have to say that fate is always elusive. Such a coincidence can happen in such a short period of time. Zhao Yuan accidentally obtained the advanced void mine, which hides the super-large teleportation matrix key across the galaxy. This should have been Zhao Yuan's trophy, but the fate has been tampered with again, which is very reasonable. The final theater scene of Play 4 stayed in the advanced void mine. The missing void key depression. Final chapter. Peeping Puppet is not over. In the humble but absurd theater, 2 new characters appeared. A 6-armed puppet wearing a golden crown and a mask of absurd smiles on his face. One is a demon of nothingness with 6 pairs of cicada wings on its back and a religious armor at this time. On the background of the theater was a phantom starry sky. The fingers of the 6-armed puppet were implicated in endless pale gold threads, which fell all the way down to Zhao Yuan in the lower realm. The narration sounded at the right time. Zhao Yuan, who was entrapped by fate, lost his previous sharp wisdom and became a puppet of unknown existence. He entered the battlefield of God's descent as a matter of course. It's natural to be trapped in the ancient house city. The protagonist of the theater changed immediately. It was a puppet in the shape of Lu Jiao sitting on the mountain in the wilderness. She is wearing a dark black crown with a missing corner, and she is holding a mysterious and strange void key in her hand. The puppet theater was stopped here. The strange sculpture on Lu Jiao's chest was dull, and it seemed that it would not take long for it to completely lose its divinity. Lu Jiao said, "The divine power of the Lord of Life in this sculpture is almost exhausted. After all, Zhao Yuan's fate has been tampered with so many times, and it is long overdue to lose his divine power. The puppet theater is not over yet, and the remaining chapters need to be completed by myself." At this time, there was a sound of silk strings breaking in the void above Zhao Yuan's head. The crystal threads were broken and eventually turned into nothingness. Zhao Yuan's consciousness suddenly became clear. How could I have missed such a serious clue? The coincidences that happened in the past are understandable in a single occurrence. If there are too many coincidences, there is absolutely an anomaly. Even so, I entered the ancient city battlefield unsuspecting. Chapter 306. The star barrier is damaged. One after another, huge, weird faces formed by abstract logos were pasted on the starry sky barrier. It seems that a human is covering the ants with a glass cup, constantly observing the ants from above. This scene was deeply imprinted in the eyes of the players, and their own sense of insignificance and suffocation burst out. Even the real divine artifact Peeping Dagger cannot destroy the starry sky barrier from the inside. You must know that the interior of the starry sky barrier is countless times more fragile than the outer layer, and it turns out that my strength is too weak. Lu Jiao took out the remaining piece of flesh and blood gem, swallowed it, and then ignited the divine corpse oil usurped from Zhao Yuan's fate line. This corpse oil was originally a reward for strengthening the seal of the abyss. It can increase the units of divine power, which is of great benefit to players' future condensing of divinity. I can only rely on the power of burning corpse oil to activate the dagger. Boom. A large number of charred divine corpses were ignited and turned into surging divine patterns, covering the surface of Lu Jiao's skin. At this moment, a dazzling beam of light erupted from the dagger in her hand, which could be seen across thousands of kilometers. With Zhao Yuan's combat power, he didn't imprison him in the battlefield of Guwu City, and now he has found me and saved the world. Unfortunately, it is impossible for him to escape. Lu Jiao stabbed the dagger in her hand again, and Zhuan He's beam of light hit the inner wall of the starry sky barrier. The cracks visible to the naked eye spread out, and the players in all the countries looked up at the sky in a daze, and their souls were filled with extreme despair. Pooh! Lu Jiao's chest froze, and then the exaggerated pain spread, and she found that she didn't have the slightest strength to react. A fist pierced through her chest, violently pulling the weird sculpture out. There is only one hole for the pair to wear. Lu Jiao's face was full of unwillingness, and the dagger in her hand could no longer pierce an inch. The breath of life is quickly exhausted. The person who came was wearing a graceful yellow robe, and it was the president of Heavenly Court. He crushed the weird sculpture in his hand. He opened his mouth and said, "A puppet peeping at life? The evil god who peeks into fate and tampers with fate, but this is just the divine power left over countless years ago, falsification of Zhao Yuan's fate. There will be no remaining power to interfere with other forces in Xia, thanks to the cooperation of the other three presidents, otherwise the incident will be over when I arrive. However, my own attributes have also been severely suppressed. When I entered this low-level area, most of my attributes were forcibly sealed, but I was a step late after all. Since the incident of the Blood Moon Mother Goddess ceremony, the four leaders have always attached great importance to the invasion of the star power. Originally, I wanted to support the ancient city battlefield, but when I saw Zhao Yuan teleporting over, I dismissed the idea. Confucianism's words follow the law, Buddhism's cause and effect are eliminated, and Taoism's secrets are calculated, which makes the president of Heavenly Court appear here at this moment. Global announcement: the inner wall of the starry sky barrier has been seriously damaged, and the degree of damage to the barrier has reached 30%. Global announcement: the moment he saw this global announcement, Zhao Yuan knew why he was imprisoned in this nihilistic kingdom. Is this manipulating the trajectory of my life? Using the spoils of war I have all the way, created the power to destroy the starry sky barrier. A trophy of my level can also do this level of destruction. Since the enemy chose me, it means that the enemy's own combat power is very low, and only those who are not afraid of pollution can be manipulated to get these special spoils, that is to control the trajectory of my life. Zhong Wen said in a panic, the barrier of the starry sky has been destroyed by 30%. We haven't reached level 300 yet. Are we going to encounter the invasion of the starry sky forces ahead of time? Chapter 307 Initial Power. An illusory vortex formed on Zhao Yuan's right arm, and a source of power was extracted from the boss's body. It was finally branded on the surface of Zhao Yuan's right arm, and finally returned to calm, and no additional inscriptions appeared on the skin. Use Devouring Body to successfully brand the first power skill, covering the right arm. When the right arm is attacked, it will trigger the first power by itself to counterattack the enemy. The first power, the power related to the power of nothingness, hitting the enemy can turn the existence of the target into nothingness. Cooling time 3 minutes. This initial power is likely to be the real killer move of Boost, which is equivalent to an instant kill skill. As long as you hit the enemy completely, you can permanently nihilize the target, which is no different from killing. The demon of nothingness can be void of itself, evade all attacks, be void of enemies, kill targets in seconds, and be void of scenes, environments, and concepts. Zhao Yuan said to himself. However, this level of instant kill skills can't kill me. I have 13 consecutive resurrections, and I also have invincible skills. Extreme adaptation can also acquire corresponding resistance in a short period of time, so the boss didn't waste time attacking me at all, but imprisoned me from start to finish. Otherwise, I would have been killed by the real counter-injury of the thorns anti-armor. Zhao Yuan thought in confusion. I have been controlled by an unknown enemy for so long, and I have not been able to trigger extreme adaptation. Could it be that the skill priority of the unknown enemy completely overwhelmed me, or use some other means to make my extreme adaptation lose its effect? It seems that the battle with the goddess of the night has exposed a lot of my information to the forces of the stars. Zhao Yuan looked at his right arm, and there was no logo, pattern, inscription or the like. 7. It seems that only when attacked will the skill brand appear. The cooldown is only 3 minutes, and there is no additional consumption. Just trigger it. Battle information. Kill the target and trigger the hundreds of thousands of proficiency. The current multiplier is 510 times. A total of 15.6 billion experience points, 50 times, are obtained, and the player's personal level is increased by 5 levels. A total of 7.5 billion skill proficiency points, 520 times, were obtained. An awakened skill improvement. Awakened skill improvement, with a high multiplier bonus. Many of Zhao Yuan's skills can rush to 4 awakenings in a short period of time, and the ability to awaken 4 times now. It won't be long before you can enter 5 awakenings. It stands to reason that items should be dropped. Is it because the source of the corpse was swallowed by me? This caused no loot to drop at all, or maybe this clone is completely made of divine power, and it won't drop loot at all. The familiar rich golden light enveloped Zhao Yuan, and in the warm halo, Zhao Yuan should have obtained a lot of true attribute points, but he has not completed the 9th turn. With a mentality of giving it a try, Zhong Wen used the bone summoning, but failed to get the corpse of the avatar of the god Zhong Wen. As in the previous situation, this is just a monster constructed with evil divine power. At this time, when the divine power is exhausted, it will completely dissipate. This time, the surrounding Sakura country players were shocked, and at the same time worried about their future encounters. The starry sky barrier was broken by 30%. Zhao Yuan was forcibly imprisoned in this area. What happened to all this? Our ancient house city's divine descent was just a bait? Was it used to lure Zhao Yuan away from the Xia kingdom? Chapter 308 Silver Quality Phoenix. 5 short minutes passed, and the phoenix ended its evolution. The pet phoenix has evolved to silver quality, and is currently an adult. The pet phoenix has acquired the new skill Holy Beast Blessing. Holy Beast Blessing, passively provide the owner with a 20 times skill range bonus. 20 times the skill range bonus. It is indeed the ability obtained after being promoted to the silver quality, Zhao Yuan excitedly said. Originally, the scope of my oath ability can only be superimposed up to a radius of 50 W meters, and the increase is 20 times. Doesn't it reach a radiation radius of 1000 W meters, FK? This is too powerful, and it's a passive skill, with no cooling time and no additional consumption. As long as the phoenix doesn't die in battle, it can continue to increase. I feel like I can protect the players in this entire area from being attacked by the hordes of polluting beasts. This is the metamorphosis of growing pets. It surpasses the silver-white quality of Crimson, and can continue to be promoted, but the next promotion needs to reach level 300. It will take a long time. The phoenix is now an adult, slowly walking out from the crimson flames. The eyebrows are tall and the facial features are picturesque, and the bright red eyeshadow is naturally outlined. She wore red waist-length hair, casually draped over her shoulders, and wore sharp-edged fiery red armor. Only the deadly parts are covered, revealing the wide and flawless waist, legs, and arms. These fiery red armors are engraved with complex abstract patterns, all of which are abstract symbols corresponding to the realms of immortality, flame, and sacred. Wearing exquisite and luxurious accessories from head to toe, wearing a pair of fiery red combat boots, my family has a young girl who has grown up. This has grown into a top-notch royal sister, and her eyes are so fierce that she feels as if she is about to ride on my head, Zhao Yuan thought to himself. It's only level 200, and you have the perfect proportions and perfect figure of a top royal sister. What kind of shape will you evolve after level 300? Zhao Yuan opened his status bar, and among the Halo skills, there was a Scarlet Phoenix icon. Holy Beast Blessing, skill range plus 20 times, regional announcement, Pollution Beast Tide is coming, extremely dangerous. Please get ready, regional announcement, the battlefield scoreboard has been opened, and all kills will be converted into battlefield points. Surviving to the final stage can exchange battlefield points for rewards. The safe zone has expired, the teleportation point is temporarily closed. At this time, the players in Yian City are very relaxed, because with Zhao Yuan in Yian City, their safety can definitely be guaranteed. Zhao Yuan's team teleports back to Yian City from the guild garrison, and Zhao Yuan's oath ability is a passive effect. With Zhao Yuan as the center, a circular field with a radius of 1000 W meters spread out. Yian City is a first-class main city, and its area does not exceed a radius of 500,000 meters. Zhao Yuan's oath field swept across the endless wilderness and covered several first-level main cities around. Moreover, it passed a piece of wilderness outwards, and reached the range of the first-level main city and the second-level main city further away. The regional announcement is boiling directly. What's going on? Zhao Yuan has come to our main city? Why have all the 7,000 W humans in our city put on the oath buff? What? You also got the oath buff? The same is true for our main city. I thought it was Zhao Yuan who came to support. The players in Yayan City were even more surprised. What are you talking about? Zhao Yuan is more than 1,000 meters away from me. We are here in Yayan City, and there are millions of meters away from you. Chapter 309 Looking for teammates on the public screen. The beast was polluted by the starry sky, and its rank was directly raised by 1 level. The beast that was originally a prince was promoted to half-step pope. The boss who was originally a half-step pope level has directly become a pope level in the true sense, without the slightest bit of moisture. Zhao Yuan glanced over and saw a lot of half-step pope level beasts. He vibrated the red quality wings behind him and landed in the tide of beasts. 7. The trigger requirement of the swallowing body is that the enemy attacks the corresponding body area, and the current maximum swallowing capacity is 6. The skill level has increased by an upper limit, so if I take the initiative to attack the enemy with a position of the skill brand, will it trigger the effect? Zhao Yuan rotated his right arm and smashed it on the half-step pope level blue ball in front of him. Snapped. The sound of flesh and blood bursting came, and the body of the half-step pope level beast was smashed into pieces, but the blood volume had not been emptied. Everywhere flesh and blood is shrinking little by little, trying to reunite as one. Now my temporary double defense has reached 5.5 billion points, and it is still rising. I can only punch the 190 level half-step pope creature into residual blood. My own active attack, even if I touch the position of the skill brand, will not trigger the devouring body. It seems that it must be passively attacked to the corresponding body position. This is simply not too easy. Zhao Yuan was surrounded by endless beasts at this time, and he placed the barrier of despair fixed on his right arm on his left hand. Showing the right hand wearing the armor is not to touch the skin of the right hand, as long as it is the right hand part. The sharp claws of a prince-level beast grabbed Zhao Yuan's right arm. Zhao Yuan's right arm lit up with an illusory sheen, quickly condensing the divine pattern corresponding to the nothingness field. Then an extraordinary and mysterious magic circle was formed above the right arm. Boom! A splendid beam of light gushed out from the array, and in an instant, a group of beasts pierced through. Battle information, trigger the devouring body, and the corresponding part releases the first power skill to counterattack. The cooling time is 3 minutes. The beasts, rocks, and trees washed away by the Zuan beam of light were instantly pierced, not melted, but nihilized. Half of the beast that was scratched by the edge of the beam of light disappeared, including all kinds of internal organs and flesh and blood. As for the enemy shrouded in the front of the beam of light, it is naturally completely nihilized in an instant, and the dead can no longer die. The effect is stronger than I thought. This is the most terrifying attack method of the Demon of Nothingness. As long as you hit the enemy completely, you can force nihilization, that is, kill the target in seconds, but the impact speed of the Zuan light beam is not too fast. The real agility attribute is high, or the enemy with high neural reflex attribute and perception attribute. It can be avoided. This is not a lock-on skill. A stab, teleport, and flash can evade the attack of the original power. However, an enemy controlled by a fanatical mockery cannot do this kind of operation at all. You can only attack me desperately, until the blood is emptied, and you will get rid of the frenzied ridicule after falling into death. Zhao Yuan flew into the air with satisfaction and activated the Baron Tentacle skill. His glory evolution bonus is added to the skill range of True Oath, so other skills cannot enjoy the effect of glory evolution. One after another Baron Tentacles with silky hair were grafted on the bodies of hundreds of thousands of fierce beasts, and the attributes were extracted and concentrated on Zhao Yuan. Chapter 310 The Response of the Beautiful Country. Not long after, Zhao Yuan received a small amount of private messages, and Zhao Yuan clicked to check them. Boss Zhao Yuan, I have 3 S-level skills, can I join your team? This is my skill attribute map. Zhao Yuan's current status is enough to allow S-level ability users to actively release skill attribute maps in exchange for the possibility of joining the team. Unfortunately, they are all mediocre skills in the S-level class, Zhao Yuan said to himself. In other forces, S-level is definitely a rare item, but S-level abilities are actually divided into 3, 6, and 9 grades. With my current attributes, even a top S-level ability user can help me very little. Since we want to form a team of top-level experts, it is natural to raise the threshold for joining the team. Zhao Yuan replied to this private message player. Sorry, only those who agree with my above request can join the team. Zhao Yuan read a lot of private messages afterwards. All of them were S-level players, or players with only 1 or 2 SS-level abilities. He rejected all of them one by one, and finally Zhao Yuan saw a private message sent by SSS-level ability user, which aroused Zhao Yuan's interest by D. I have an SSS-level single target support ability, which can increase the attributes of a single target by a percentage. Zhao Yuan responded, anyone who agrees with my above requirements can apply to join the team. Which main city are you in? Point 7. I'll invite you into the guild first, and then you will be able to teleport to where our team is. Zhao Yuan doesn't seem to be worried that the other party will deceive him. Those who dare to send him private messages at this stage are definitely real SSS level ability users. Add a friend first, and then I can initiate a guild invitation. Zhao Yuan successfully added Bai Di as a friend, and then invited him into the guild. Bai Di, now is the period of catastrophe, and the teleportation points are all invalid. I can't even teleport back to the guild resident. How should I fight with you? Zhao Yuan responded, I'll send someone to pick you up. It shouldn't take a few hours, and the main city you're in isn't too far from Yan City. Zhao Yuan said in the group chat, I found a SSS level ability user, and it's still a single support route. Suyuxin, go and pick her up, and then use the teleportation device to come back. Suyuxin, single supporter. It's still an SSS level ability. Wouldn't it be more invincible if you add it to your body? I'll go pick her up right now. Our country Xia is really full of talents. In such an area, there are SSS level ability users. Zhao Yuan sent Bai Di's coordinates to Suyuxin. At this time, Zhao Yuan's oath range has reached a radius of 1000 W meters, so it is within this area. Dive fighters are also indestructible units at this time. Zhao Yuan's experience value continued to rise, and one after another golden light shrouded Zhao Yuan, and many skills have reached level 100, and the awakening branch effect can be obtained immediately. The vast tide of polluted beasts has underwent a change. It is no longer crushed by numbers, but all the pollution, flesh and blood are gathered on the most powerful unit. The beast tide tactics are meaningless to Zhao Yuan. These polluting creatures began to concentrate all their power on the boss. The ferocious beast itself does not have this kind of aggregation ability, but after being polluted by the starry sky, the level of life has changed, and it has obtained this hidden ability. At the same time, the entire country is being impacted by the swarms of polluting beasts, and these swarms of polluting beasts are also trying to gather together. Becoming a higher existence is obviously the result of manipulation by the forces in the starry sky. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311 Starry Skies Plan? Different from the practice of the beautiful country, Xiaoguo chose to do his best to find a way to make up for the starry sky barrier, or quickly improve one's own combat power. In a word, evil gods cannot be trusted, and only power is the most powerful truth in the world. The polluting beasts near Zhao Yuan all converged on a half-step Pope-level beast. The body shape became more and more bloated, and the breath also rose sharply. This aggregation speed is a bit slow. Zhao Yuan waited impatiently. If it can form a Pope-level beast after aggregation, it is barely qualified for me to use the devouring body to brand my skills. After all, the upper limit of the devouring body's devouring times will increase with the improvement of the skill level, and the skills of the Pope level are almost enough. Zhao Yuan is not going to interrupt the aggregation process of polluting organisms. Half-step Pope level is just an anti-him. The Pope class is just a slightly stronger ant. Ning said in the group chat. It's not right. Before the starry sky barrier is broken, the starry sky evil god can descend. Why is it suddenly misfired now? Now it's 30% broken. No matter how God can send down a clone that surpasses the Pope's level by 2 ranks, right? Or it's not impossible for a part of the evil body to enter the world. Why pollute a large number of beasts? Zhao Yuan also frowned and said, the starry sky Cthulhu is different from the abyss, and maintains a very high level of sanity. As long as you don't activate the mythical creature form, you won't be engulfed by madness. In this state, it is impossible for the evil starry sky to do meaningless things. Could it be that a large number of polluting beasts is a means for the forces of the starry sky to further smash the barrier of the starry sky? Zhong Wen said anxiously, we must find a way to stop the plan of the starry sky forces. This is 30% broken. If it breaks a few more times, wouldn't it be the end of the world? The polluting organisms in front of Zhao Yuan's eyes finally aggregated into a massive sarcoma with unknown meaning. Short tentacles spread out from the body, and the tops of the tentacles were covered with large and small eyeballs. With a figure exceeding 40 meters in height, Zhao Yuan finally became interested. Boom. Another golden light enveloped him. According to this trend, I will reach level 120 in a short time and get the next skill. Zhao Yuan now shelters more than 500 million human races, and the population of a first-level main city is 7,000 W. 9,000 W. What's more, there are many second-level main cities, so every second is crazily triggering the real oath and thorns against armor. A large number of kills allowed Zhao Yuan to continuously upgrade, and the growth-type shield in his hand, the number of kills would soon be full, and thus promoted to red quality, Roshan quality, Pope grade, LV 210 HP. 160 billion mana. 10 billion true power. 1,100 real physique. 1,500 real agility. 500 real intelligence. 600 war skills, regeneration, blood beast, cell remodeling. Only 3 skills? It looks like a meat shield. It should be suitable for me. The real physique has reached 1,500 W, and the real agility is only 500 W. It is a typical meat shield boss, but under the burning of the phoenix, 1% of the blood volume will be deducted every second. Combined with the serious injury effect of my Yanho Windbreaker, the boss will be burned to death within 100 seconds, not to mention my real backlash. The huge meat mountain rolled towards Zhao Yuan, and many tentacles inlaid with dense eyeballs turned into giant hammers, dancing wildly. Chapter 312 SSS Level Deprivation War Order. Facing the revived boss, Zhang Fengwu unleashed the SS level True Dragon Fist, and every move was accompanied by the sound of dragon chant. This is a pure attack skill, without any fancy special effects, but with high damage. Zhang Fengwu punched a huge hole in the body of the boss, and then directly punched a whole set of real dragon punches in the hole of flesh and blood. All the huge sarcoids were blasted apart, and the blood volume dropped back to 0 points. The boss failed to revive this time. It seems that the cell remodeling has a certain cooling time. Zhao Yuan used the swallowing body skill, and an illusory vortex appeared on his left arm. A source of power was extracted from the boss's body. Little by little it was eaten away and imprinted on his left arm. Battle information: use the swallowing body to successfully imprint the blood beast skill, and the corresponding part is the left arm. Unfortunately, if you get the cell remodeling skill, you will have an additional means of resurrection, but the flaw of the devouring body is that it randomly imprints skills. Blood beast: when out of combat, it can consume its own blood volume and store the blood beast in the left arm. Trigger during battle, the stored blood beast shock will be released. No cooldown time. It's okay. It's different from Roshan's blood beast skill, and there's been an adaptive change. In your spare time, you can deduct your own health and store the blood beast impact in your left arm. With the addition of jet black quality earrings, it can recover 50% of blood per second, and it can recover from residual blood to full blood in 2 seconds. I can consume 99% of my blood volume to form a blood beast impact in a safe state. Even a little more perverted, directly activate the casting skill of the Phoenix, and inherit the 130 billion blood volume of the silver white Phoenix. In this state, 99% of the blood volume is consumed, forming a series of blood beast attacks, which are stored in a left arm. Inheriting Phoenix's 130 billion HP, I can still recover 100% of my HP within 2 seconds. If I save the blood beast impact in advance, this skill might become my most powerful attack method. Thinking about it this way, this skill is actually more suitable for me than cell remodeling. Zhong Wen used the Bongcall, but the skill release failed. Zhao Yuan: it seems that the units that I have extracted the essence of the corpse no longer have the energy of flesh and blood, so they cannot be awakened by you to become summoned bones. Zhong Wen: it's okay, I already have hundreds of half-step Pope level bones, and the combat power is enough for the time being. At this moment, Zhao Yuan has been upgraded to level 19. After all, the oath effect covers a circular area with a radius of 1000 W. Zhao Yuan's thorn anti-armor has killed more than tens of billions of beasts. Zhao Yuan opened the battle information bar and found that the subsequent kills were all Pope-level creatures. It seems that not only Yan City, but also the polluting beasts in other areas have been aggregated into one, and promoted to become a Pope-level boss, so my number of kills has decreased a lot, but the experience points I have gained have increased. Battle information: the number of growth-type shield kills is sufficient, and it has been promoted to red quality. The number of kills of the growing shield is sufficient, and it has been promoted to the quality of pitch black. The growth type barrier of despair in Zhao Yuan's hands filled up the number of kills twice in one breath. It was directly promoted from pink to red, and then grew into pitch black quality. Barrier of despair plus 13 quality, pitch black wearing level 210 attributes, HP plus 400 million, dual defense plus 130 million, resistance plus 4000 W, penetration immunity plus 6000 W points, impact immunity 50% after upgrading 2 ranks. The enhancement level has dropped from 170 plus to 13 plus, and it needs to be strengthened again. As expected of a jet black quality shield, it provides such a high amount of attributes when it is strengthened to plus 13. Chapter 313 SSS Class Him Lolita. Glorious Evolution. Zhao Yuan chose the branch option with plus 100% skill effect reset, selected the branch option that reduces the cooldown by 4 hours fighting endlessly to the death. These two skills are double resistance attributes that superimpose a percentage per second when one's own blood volume drops to a certain level. Zhao Yuan chose the upper limit of superposition plus 100%. 7 history has passed again, and the cooldown time has been shortened by 4 hours. Tyrant's Wrath. Choose Tyrant Tentacle Cap plus 100%. For extreme adaptation, the choice is skill priority plus 1. I was manipulated by the enemy's unknown ability before, and the extreme adaptation did not trigger the effect. It should be that the priority was crushed, or this ability is the most powerful skill mastered by the unknown evil god, which can cover the effect of extreme adaptation, unlimited flesh and blood, physique, blues, and resistance, all of which are skill effects plus 100%. In the previous branch, the effects of the 4 infinite prefix skills can be triggered in the arena and guild battles. Now you only need to pile up the effect of permanently increasing attributes. Stargazing, Crown of the Abyss. Zhao Yuan chose the option of plus 100% pollution resistance. Another branch is to restore 2% sanity value per second opposite to each other. I chose the acquisition multiple of the stored power value, which is now 8 times the acquisition speed. Angel's Embrace. Choose to increase the upper limit of resurrection layers. Originally, the highest stacking number of Angel's Embrace was 13 times, that is, 13 consecutive resurrections, and Sita now up to 27 times. Perseverance, Mysterious Scale. Choose temporary defense duration plus 50%. The current temporary double defense can last for 48 hours. That is 2 days. Just halfway through Zhao Yuan's progress, Su Yuxin walked out of the teleportation device with a lolly girl in a teddy bear costume. Zhao Yuan said, "Our Deceitful Soldiers Squad, I think you have heard of it, and now you are the 11th member of the Deceitful Soldiers Guild. Of course, you are free to quit anytime you want." GM crossed her arms, feeling that this scene seemed familiar. "Isn't that the reason why I was recruited at the beginning?" Zhao Yuan is a set of words, and he recruited a whole team. If you want to quit, you can quit at any time. It can be seen that after seeing the effect of the Eternal Oath buff, it is impossible for a fool to quit the Deceitful Squad. The bug of passing the skill awakening trial without injury. Who sees it and doesn't want to follow Zhao Yuan all the time? GM thought to himself from the side. Baidi's voice was very gentle, and he didn't look 18 years old, but only about 14 years old. There is purity in the eyes, and the eyes are very bright, but it is impossible to know the heart of a person just by looking at the eyes. Okay. I'll give you the auxiliary ability now. Baidi looked energetic. Baidi was wearing a doll bear costume, and he was holding a doll bear in his hand at this time. A halo of extremely brilliant skills bloomed on Zhao Yuan's body. S-level power him, true power plus 30% S-level him to agility, true agility plus 30% S-level physique him, true physique plus 30% S-level intelligence him, real intelligence plus 30% SS-level anthem of life, max HP plus 50% SS-level physical defense him, physical defense plus 50% SS-level him of magic defense plus 50%. Chapter 314 The Truth About a Corner. The voice of the Blood Moon Goddess continued to resound in the consciousness of the 13th level president of the beautiful country. "I will give you some divine power first, but you don't need to worry. We are different from the existences under the Abyss sinkhole. The old gods under the Abyss Cheyenne King are on the verge of losing control, and most of the true gods in our starry sky can still maintain a balance of reason and loss of control, so I won't pollute you, but purely bestow divine power." Boom. The pupils of the 13th level president of the pretty country constricted violently. As if the depths of his mind had been washed away by Jiao Lei, The old god under the abyss sinkhole is close to losing control, and the evil gods in the starry sky can still maintain their sanity, and are working hard to maintain the balance between madness and reason. The starry sky and the abyss are probably opposing camps. There is no such information in the relevant historical books collected before. Chengfu, who is the 13th level president of the beautiful country, also began to breathe slightly at this time. He learned some kind of forbidden secret and a truth buried in the fog of history. The 13th level president of the pretty country said respectfully, "Only follow the blood moon goddess." He felt a so-called divinity instilled into his body. At the same time, carefully observe whether your own consciousness has been polluted secretly. In the end, the figure of the blood moon goddess disappeared on the altar outside the heart of the 13th level president of the beautiful country. A round of miniature bright red blood moon condensed. It seems to have made a correct choice, the 13th level president of the beautiful country murmured. Not only let me know the truth of a corner of the world, but also survive the subsequent doomsday, and even obtain the evolution of life level. My former allies, as cannon fodder, contributed to tomorrow's god's arrival. Zhao Yuan received by these him bonus, and gradually approached the direction of the Lord of Protection. The current oath field can already cover an area with a radius of 1,500 W meters, and in the future it will cover the entire Xia kingdom. Then pile up one's own attributes to the extreme. Wouldn't it be able to protect the entire Xia kingdom? Zhao Yuan briefly chatted with ID, and then continued to choose branch effects to block the army shield. Choose the shield attribute bonus plus 100%. Originally, there were 40 times the shield attribute superposition, and now it has directly reached 80 times the shield attribute, and the barrier of despair has been promoted to the quality of darkness. That is equivalent to equipping 82-handed heavy shields of pitch black quality at the same time. I didn't expect that the inconspicuous blocking shield can become so exaggerated. Jin Su, the choice is naturally priority plus 1, and the current invincible duration is 17 minutes. For the Baron, the skill priority is chosen, because the number of the Baron's tentacles is already enough. But the priority is not enough. When extracting the attributes of the god clone, there will always be a situation where part of the effect will be offset. Only 10% and 15% of the attributes can be extracted, and the full skill effect cannot be achieved. Pure white shield. The choice is to shorten the cooling time of the skill. Each layer of pure white shield has an independent cooling time. If you activate Phoenix's casting skill, each layer will have a shield value of more than 150 billion. The shield value of each layer is 120% of its own blood volume. At this time, the polluting beasts had been completely killed, and Zhao Yuan's battlefield points increased wildly. Crushed Yunning and reached 5,563 W points. In the later stage, all the polluting creatures are aggregated into boss-level creatures, so after killing them, the horde of polluting beasts will disappear. Unyielding soul, the choice is soul strength plus 100%. Soul strength also has the effect of fighting pollution. Chapter 315 The Supreme Conference of Xia Kingdom. The next day, Zhao Yuan was awakened by the friend's information. He opened it to check, and it turned out to be a friend request from the president of Xinting. This is the president of Heavenly Court, one of the 4 pillars of the Xia Kingdom. The senior who sheltered the Xia Kingdom from being destroyed would actually take the initiative to add me as a friend. Zhao Yuan chose to agree, and President Xinting sent a message. Zhao Yuan, you are now strong enough to participate in the supreme meeting of our Xia Kingdom. Although you are only level 220, your combat power can crush the top powerhouses of level 300. The situation is urgent. I sent a directional teleportation prop to your mailbox. The situation is urgent. I sent a directional teleportation prop to your mailbox. Meeting starts at 7 o'clock. Remember not to be late, or you will have to check the information on the way. This is a message sent by President Xinting before. Zhao Yuan opened his mailbox and obtained the directional transmission token. Directional teleportation token. After use, it can be teleported to a designated location instantly in a non-combat state. Use it again to return to the origin, the highest meeting of the Xia Kingdom. This is definitely a big event. Just thinking about it, I know that the starry sky evil god with infinite lifespan and infinite wisdom is impossible to launch a meaningless beast tide. This is definitely a prelude to the broken starry sky barrier. Zhao Yuan shared the news with his teammates. Zhao Yuan said, Baidi's him increase has no distance limit, but Yunning's halo has a distance limit. In order to maintain my attributes, I will bring Yunning to the highest meeting in a while. Su Yuxin took out several disc-shaped mechanical devices. This is a teleportation point device. The subsequent awakening effect allows the teleportation device to be handed over to others for installation. Zhao Yuan put 8 teleportation devices into the system backpack, and first placed one in place to ensure that it could be teleported back. Even if the directional transmission token fails, it will not be lost in the wilderness. Jia Meng opened his mouth to analyze. Xiaoguo held the highest meeting, indicating that a terrifying incident will break out. In fact, I also have certain ideas, Zhao Yuan interrupted. You mean the hostile guilds like Pretty Country and Cherry Blossom Country, Jia Meng? That's right, Zhao Yuan interrupted, said solemnly, our entire human race, in front of the complete evil god of the starry sky, is like a low-dimensional creature. In order to survive, the beautiful country, the Cherry Blossom Country, and the British country, are likely to take the initiative to join the star forces. Our human race has great value at this stage, that is, it can help the evil god to break the starry sky barrier. As long as you can survive, human beings can abandon everything, Yuning added on the side, not to mention other countries, even in our Xia country. There must be people who want to rely on the star power, but the strength is low, and it is not even worthwhile to be polluted and used by the starry sky. A pitch-black dragon scale shield appeared in Zhao Yuan's hand, but in fact, we all know in our hearts that making a deal with a heretic god is destined to be tragic, and life is better than death. It's a good ending, it's almost time. Yuning and I will teleport first. Zhao Yuan used the directional teleportation token, which can teleport up to 5 people after the misty and illusory teleportation corridor disappeared. Zhao Yuan and Yuning appeared in a magnificent ancient palace. The carved beams and painted buildings and the arches are simple. The green luant stands on the column, the ground is filled with dense fog, and Baoxia can be seen everywhere. Is this inside the Heavenly Court Guild? Zhao Yuan guessed. That's right. Only the inside of the 4 major guilds is the safest area. Zhao Yuan walked up the steps and saw the presidents and vice presidents of the 4 major guilds. Chapter 316 Prelude to the Decisive Battle. So it is, Zhao Yuan sent a private message to Yuning. No wonder these bosses don't react at all to your Halo skills. It stands to reason that such a perverted aura, especially the attributes of crit rate, blood sucking, luck value, and movement speed, is better for any stage. Could it be that after level 320, players will become divine, that is, the divine power unit collected by my blasphemer title, without divine skills? Even if you wake up twice, there is no bonus effect for these bosses above level 320, Yuning responded. It seems that I have to collect some equipment that can increase the experience points to obtain multiples, and I have to keep up with your pace. Otherwise, after you upgrade to level 320, my aura will have no effect on you. Meng Zhe, president of Ruzhong, opened his mouth and said, our investigators found that there was also an abnormal situation in the Abyss Xiankang, but it was not impacting the Xiankang seal. I have dispatched a lot of manpower to collect information about the Abyss and Star Power, hoping to find out some useful information. Zhou Kaiding finally said, everyone get ready, it's time to go to the battlefield. Zhou Kaiding finally said, everyone get ready, it's time to go to the battlefield. Kaiding took out a coffin, which was only the size of a palm, and the surface was engraved with complicated patterns. This is the purple key coffin, my silver-white magic weapon. The original purpose was to seal powerful enemies, but it can also be used to hide the breath and prevent detection. Everyone was taken in by the dark purple miniature coffin. Then, under the control of Zhou Kaiding, the purple coffin turned into a streamer and rushed towards the coordinates reflected in the ancient well in the purple key coffin. Zhao Yuan found that his means of communication had been sealed, which was normal after dozens of minutes. The Xiaoguo team had a total of 50 people, of which 40 were above level 320, and the remaining 10 were above level 200, although Yuning's aura can't be added to 320 level high-ranking powerhouse. However, for SSS level players above level 200, it still has a terrifying boosting effect. Zhao Yuan completed the charging of the Blood Beast Shock before sleeping and resting yesterday. He turned on Phoenix's casting skills and gained 130 billion horsepower and various other attribute bonuses. It is equivalent to all the attributes of Phoenix, transferred to Zhao Yuan, and Zhao Yuan chose to consume 99% of his own blood and turned it into Blood Beast Shock, which was stored on the skill brand on his left arm. That is, the impact of the Blood Beast with nearly 130 billion health points has completed a storage. Up to 5 Blood Beast Shocks can be stored. And Zhao Yuan's HP dropped to 1%, under the recovery effect of Destiny Maniac and Blood Returning Earrings. In 2 seconds, Zhao Yuan's health bar was full. Then Zhao Yuan repeated the above operation, and stored 5 blood beasts with 130 billion horsepower in his left arm. It can be used as a trump card for today's battle. Today's battle is related to the survival of the entire Xia kingdom, and even the entire human race. It is probably the most difficult battle I have ever encountered. However, there are many Xiaoguo powerhouses here, and even the 4 presidents with unfathomable strength. It is very difficult to kill the enemies of the beautiful country, but the ultimate purpose of the task is to destroy the evil ritual. The difficulty is relatively low, Zhao Yuan thought to himself. Chapter 317 Old God? Davis, the 13th level president of the beautiful country, saw Xiaoguo's strong team appearing near the Church of Flesh. His expression didn't fluctuate in the slightest, as if he had already guessed that he would be attacked by surprise. Davis has pure smooth blonde hair, deep blue eyes, a silver-white holy armor, and the sword of creation truth in his hand is lingering with a golden glow. Joke hiding? Sure enough, it is your country of Xia again, and the starry sky evil god is in existence beyond the latitude of human beings, and unlike the old gods in the abyss, they maintain complete wisdom and thoughts. Being an apostle of the evil starry sky will not be polluted. Why don't you join us? Go beyond the limits of human beings and become creatures of the gods. Zhao Yuan frowned. He heard a word, old god. Could it be that evil gods are divided into new and old? The ones in the abyss are older existences, and the ones outside the starry sky are creatures that have just become gods. Zhou Kaiding replied, it is an eternal truth that all power has a price. If you get a blessing of the so-called gods, you must lose something, perhaps the loss of reason, emotion, humanity, wisdom, faith. I'm afraid you can't understand the risks of making a deal with the evil god, and you are also the one who knows best that the starry sky Cthulhu is irresistible and can only choose to join. Davis laughed. It seems that there is nothing to say. The positions are different, only killing. Zhou Kaiding. Different positions, only killing. The fire of war is ignited at this moment. Zhao Yuan could see that Davis, the 13th level president of the beautiful country, had a soft and quiet blood-red moonlight flowing on his body. A bright and clear blood-colored full moon rose from behind his head. Davis's attributes have undergone a qualitative change. At least half a level has been raised because Davis was not completely polluted. The powers he obtained from the gods were limited. But it is enough. Davis is known as the existence of the strongest human player. The attribute has increased by half a rank, and the degree of horror is self-evident. Zhao Yuan activated the Phoenix's casting ability before the battle started. The exaggerated high attributes of the silver-white Phoenix were all transferred to Zhao Yuan at this moment. In addition, Baidi's Anthem of Life increased, and Zhao Yuan's health bar reached 190 billion points. Most of Yun Ning's halos have completed the second awakening, and the branch effect of the skill halo is that the priority is +1 again. It can also make my 5 awakening skills plus 500% effective. Now I have 18 billion points of dual defense and 190 billion health points. I wonder if I can block the enemy's attack. Phoenix's own dual defense has reached 3 billion, so it has also been inherited from Zhao Yuan, so it has a defense value of 18 billion. This is not over yet. There are also support players above level 320 in the team. Boom. Boom. A series of bonus skills enveloped Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan's HP reached 300 billion points, and his dual defense reached 24 billion points. This is already an attribute beyond the reach of level 320 players, President Lingshan said. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318 Super Large Blood Bag. Affected by causal law, triggering extreme adaptation, causal law resistance plus 0.3. Click. The golden statue behind Zhao Yuan showed a lot of cracks, reducing the chances of offsetting Davis by 1. The golden statue behind Zhao Yuan showed a lot of cracks, reducing the chances of offsetting Davis by 1. Thorn's anti-armor after 5 awakenings caused real damage of up to 160 billion to Davis. True damage can ignore defense, damage reduction, shield, and resistance, and even Davis can't stop it. Puff. There was a ferocious gap on Davis' silver-white vest, and milky white bones could already be seen in the flesh and blood inside -160 billion. But Davis wasn't dead, and there were visible cracks in the red blood moon behind him. This is the blood package provided by the blood moon goddess for Davis. Joe Kiting said in the team channel, in the face of real damage, the only effective measure is a crazy pile of health. Pile defensive attributes and shield values are meaningless. High-level stand-in props can save a life, or the resurrection method. You can also struggle. The Blood Moon Goddess knows that Zhao Yuan has anti-armor skills, so the divine power bestowed on Davis increases his health. The blood red full moon behind Davis is one of his super large blood bags, and under the starlight, it will restore the blood pool on its own. The attack of the four chiefs fell on Davis, but it only darkened the blood moon behind the enemy for a few seconds, and no cracks appeared. This round of blood moon is like adding an exaggerated upper limit of blood volume to Davis. Even the serious injury effect can't sanction this situation. Because the blood moon itself is Davis's blood bar, this is not a healing effect. Swish swish swish. Davis, who has the protection of the blood red full moon, madly cut out the sword of creation truth in his hand. The attack was on the four presidents, and the damage was transferred to Zhao Yuan, shattering the remaining two golden plastic effects. The golden statue behind Zhao Yuan was completely broken into pieces and Zhao Yuan's layer of pure white shield was knocked out. Injured by the law of causality, 90% of the maximum health is reduced. Trigger Thorn's anti-armor, causing 5 billion real damage 32 times. Click. 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 Zhao Yuan's pure white shield was shattered layer by layer, triggering 160 billion true damage each time. The clear blood moon behind Davis was clearly fragmented, and there was a gap at the edge. FK. A karma attribute attack. Each attack will reduce the target's maximum health by 90%. Zhao Yuan was stunned. If it wasn't for the pure white shield, I would be dead now. Fortunately, the priority of the pure white shield is +1, otherwise it may not necessarily be able to cancel the causal attack. It should be the original special effect of the sword of creation truth in Davis' hands, plus the blessing of the blood moon mother goddess. This has reached such a terrifying level. I'll just say, the indestructible golden body is obviously activated, and the double defense plus 500%, 120 billion double defense will be cut off by 90% of the maximum health. However, it seems that the clear blood moon behind him has a limit. If you trigger dozens of Thorn's anti-armor, you can empty this exaggerated blood bag. Zhao Yuan forced himself to calm down and continued to rush towards the Church of Flesh. He started a charge attack. In the previous wave of polluted beasts, I took the damage of 800 million Xia Kingdom players, so the charge value is superimposed to 5632 W, because each awakening effect is a multiplier of the charge value. Turn on the indestructible golden body, and get 320 seconds of double defense plus 5 times effect. Now except for Davis' causal law damage, the rest of the enemies can't break my defense at all. Chapter 319 Gods can also be afraid? In the flashback state, Zhao Yuan can still use all skills normally. Trigger extreme adaptation, karma damage resistance plus 0.3, plus 0.3, trigger the deprivation order, deprive the target of the courage skill for 5 minutes, another Davis skill has been successfully deprived. After Angel's Embrace is promoted, the resurrection will retain all the buffs. It will not cause the temporary dual defense and increased him skills to disappear because of the resurrection. Under the backlight, Zhao Yuan also had a special health bar, but was headed by Davis again. Trigger Thorn's anti-armor, causing 5 billion real damage 32 times. At this moment, half of the clear blood moon behind Davis has been lost, which means that 50% of Davis's super large blood bag was knocked out by real wounds. Puff. Zhao Yuan fell to the ground dead in the next second. The Angel's Embrace was triggered, and he was revived with full blood and full state, and the temporary dual defense and all buffs were retained. Davis frantically waved the creation truth sword in his hand. His only chance of winning was to polish Zhao Yuan's resurrection ability before the crimson blood moon collapsed, and Zhao Yuan's eyes are shining, because his Angel's Embrace can revive 27 times in a row. There is no wave of ferocious beasts here to allow me to refresh the number of resurrections, but judging from the current trend, it's very possible to grind Davis to death before I really die, and the Church of Flesh has also been severely damaged. But why hasn't the Starry Sky Cthulhu perform a divine descent? What is the Starry Sky Cthulhu waiting for? As if he was afraid of something, he never dared to drop his full power, but before the Church of Flesh and Flesh is destroyed, the Starry Sky Cthulhu will definitely intervene. The 4 presidents of the Xia Kingdom are constantly trying to control Davis, so that Zhao Yuan can have a chance to buffer. But Davis is too divine to be controlled, and even immune to the control effect. Frantically swung the creation truth sword in his hand, cutting out continuous after images, and the 4 presidents naturally tried to avoid it as much as possible. If they couldn't avoid it, they chose to block the damage and delay some output for Zhao Yuan. Zhao Yuan didn't dare to delay to attack the Church of Flesh, then he was killed by the law of causality, and then triggered the embrace of the angel, resurrecting on the spot, beheaded by the law of causality again, triggering the angel's embrace again, and resurrecting in full state. The holy angel's wings covered Zhao Yuan's body layer by layer, allowing him to return from death again and again. 5 resurrections, 10 resurrections, 15 resurrections, 20 resurrections, 25 resurrections. Where Zhao Yuan was, there was always an angel of light, constantly covering Zhao Yuan's body with angel wings. And the blood moon behind Davis has completely collapsed, leaving only his own blood. Davis roared and slashed out the last sword. Zhao Yuan chose to use the ability of relapse of history. A dense historical gray mist filled the void around him. Zhao Yuan's figure is gradually illusory, and he continues to go back in time. Zhao Yuan's backtracking time point is the moment when he receives a series of bonuses and has the highest attributes. After rewinding its own time, the cooldown time of all skills will return to the previous state. Chapter 320. The Truth? Zhao Yuan couldn't help sighing. He was indeed the #1 counselor of the Xia Kingdom, and he quickly deduced the general truth. Zhao Yuan also reasoned, thinking about it in this way: could the starry sky barrier be arranged by the evil creatures of the abyss? After all, for such a high-strength star barrier, among the known forces at this stage, only the abyss can be deployed. As an old god, the abyss evil spirit fell into an abnormal state and had to fall into deep sleep. Before falling into deep sleep, in order to prevent invasion, a starry sky barrier was set up to protect this planet. Everyone was suggesting this reasoning, and Meng Zhe responded directly: that's why the gods of the starry sky are staring at our planet. The reason is that the old god of the abyss is sleeping here. The forces of the starry sky are eager to devour or eat away the old gods, so as to promote again, become an existence beyond the gods. The strong men of the Xia Kingdom are in complicated moods, and the situation of the human race is too complicated. The gods of the starry sky are watching outside, and the old gods of the abyss are sleeping inside. There is a dead end in sight and out. Zhao Yuan was silent for a while and continued: it's no wonder that the foreign race can't build a super large teleportation matrix here, because this is a restricted area for life. Our planet may be the most dangerous forbidden zone in the entire galaxy. After the heavens and myriad races sent their people here, it suddenly became misfired, and no more alien teams were sent out, because they discovered that this planet is a restricted area for life. Global announcement: Xia Kingdom players destroy the Church of Flesh and Flesh, ending the catastrophe event. This catastrophe event is over, and the safety zone and teleportation point are in effect. Battlefield point rewards have been issued. Please check and receive them yourself. 150 million battlefield points are exchanged for star gift boxes. Zhao Yuan didn't open the starry sky gift box for the time being. He came to the corpse of the dead enemy and used the devouring body. In Zhao Yuan's body, an illusory and hazy vortex formed, drawing away the original power of 23 corpses. The upper limit of the imprint of the devouring body is now 25, excluding the initial power and blood beast skills. There are 23 left. Even if the skill release fails, there are still other corpses that can be used as targets for branding, and the branding skills don't suit you. You can choose to discard them and leave a branding slot free to extract the skills of other corpses, using the swallowing body skill. Successfully imprinted suffocating flame, desert tornado, psionic pulse, desolation. Zhao Yuan successfully branded 23 powerful skills. These skills are imprinted on Zhao Yuan's head, chest, arms, legs, back. Zhao Yuan's right arm alone is divided into 3 areas, each with 3 different skills. Zhao Yuan thought excitedly, swipe to the upper limit of the devouring body in one breath. These branding skills are not consumed. As long as they are attacked to the corresponding parts, they will trigger a counterattack on their own, have their own independent skill cooling time. But why are these 25 skills all offensive abilities, not one of a defensive nature? Is this the hidden setting of the devouring body? It only devours the means of attack. That's fine. After all, I lack attack skills. I only have Tyrant's Wrath and charged attacks all over my body. Now being attacked by an enemy will not only trigger Thorn and Armor, but also trigger various powerful skills. But the phagocytosis also has flaws. That is, the trigger conditions are relatively strict. It can only attack the corresponding part, rely on the effect of the oath, and help teammates bear the damage, and the branding skill will not be triggered. Chapter 321 Tears of the Starry Sky. The 200,000 unit reincarnation talisman obtained now, plus the previous accumulation, is a total of 350,000 yuan. There are still 100 guild promotion privileges, which can be used to upgrade defense towers and guild halls. The 300-level pet evolution stone has been prepared for the Phoenix. I wonder what the Phoenix will look like after being promoted again. Tears of the Starry Sky can repair 3% of the Starry Sky barrier. FK, props for repairing the star barrier, similar to the bronze door that I got back then. I got 2 drops, which means it can repair 6% of the star barrier. Zhao Yuan asked, have you obtained the Tears of the Stars item? Zhou Kaiting shook his head and said, you are the biggest output point for destroying the Church of Flesh, and killing these polluted enemies doesn't have much battlefield points. That's why you, as the number 1 in the battlefield scoreboard, and added the effect of the lucky halo, have obtained the precious Tear of the Starry Sky. Zhao Yuan directly chose to use Tears of the Starry Sky, and the 2 crystal clear tears turned into a clear shimmer after crossing a long distance. They rushed into the gap in the Starry Sky barrier in an instant. Global announcement, players from Xia Kingdom used Tears of the Starry Sky to successfully repair 6% of the Starry Sky barrier. Global announcement, the global announcement rang 3 times in a row, and players across the country were shocked. I haven't been slowed down by the global announcement just now, and now this announcement is even more exaggerated. The cataclysmic event ended in Xia Kingdom. It should be because of this that Xia Kingdom's powerhouses gained a lot of battlefield points. From the rewards exchanged for points, they got the Tears of the Starry Sky. Tears of the Starry Sky can repair the Starry Sky barrier. Doesn't that mean we still have hope? As long as you get enough battlefield points in the subsequent catastrophe events, you can always get the Tears of the Starry Sky, then completely repair the star barrier. It's back to the previous state. It's too easy to think upstairs. Xiaoguo's strong will die in battle, and they will also fail. Okay, this time, in order to end the catastrophe event. Many top powerhouses may have died in battle, and items like Tears of the Starry Sky are not 100% obtainable from point rewards. Players from all over the country are frantically discussing in the forum because it is only the high-level powerhouses of the beautiful country, the Cherry Blossom country, the British country, the Lanxi country, and other countries who have taken refuge in the forces of the Starry Sky. Ordinary players in these countries don't know what happened. He didn't know that the pillar of his country had already given up on the human race, and had been killed by Xiaoguo's team. Zhao Yuan said excitedly, it has been repaired by 6%, and the brokenness of the star barrier is now 24%. The penetration power of the star gods has been weakened. Zhou Kaiting, Zhao Yuan, you should go back first and increase your level as soon as possible. On the future battlefield, you will have to rely on your real damage from thorns and armor to defeat the gods. Zhao Yuan nodded resolutely, and then said, Davis was rescued by the Blood Moon Goddess, and after all, a disaster was left behind. But next time we fight, my level may already be able to catch up with Davis. We can accumulate some props and equipment that resist causal damage. This sword cut 90% of my maximum health. It is indeed abnormal. I have 300 billion horsepower and 120 billion dual defenses. This guy killed 290 billion of my HP. Chapter 322 The 3 Awakenings of Xiaoguo's Pillar. Zhao Yuan didn't return to Yain City immediately. He wanted to help the 4 great presidents awaken 3 times in the Heavenly Court Guild. Later, I considered returning to Yain City, because there are SSS-level assistants here who can help Zhao Yuan add attributes. Xiaoguo's first healer can also apply resurrection and invincibility effects to a single target, so in the battle just now, Zhao Yuan wasn't worried that he would really die at all because there is also the immortal domain of the Phoenix, as well as the resurrection and invincible skills of Xiaoguo's SSS-level healers. Zhou Kaiting led everyone back to the Heavenly Court Guild. Meng Zhe said, in order to prevent the pressure Zhao Yuan encountered, the 4 of we entered the awakening trial one by one. Zhao Yuan, although my invincibility skills and shield skills have not been cooled down yet, with the current attributes, I can start the awakening trial. The 4 masters have no causal damage, so Zhao Yuan's panel value is sufficient. First of all, Zhou Kaiting, the president of the Heavenly Court, started 3 awakening trials, and he will face a clone with 300% of his own attributes. Zhao Yuan thought in his heart, as expected of the 4 presidents, he had already completed 2 awakenings before this. Their attributes are exaggerated, and the clones they face are even more terrifying. In this case, it is already amazing to be able to kill a copy with 200% attributes. In the buff of Zhao Yuan's eternal oath, there is an extra clone object. Zhao Yuan turned off the oath buff of this clone with familiarity at the same time. Xiaoguo's SSS level healer applied layers of tough shields to Zhao Yuan, with a percentage of blood recovery skills. It can even apply invincibility, overlord, and resurrection effects to Zhao Yuan. Zhou Kaiding sighed during the awakening trial. Young people are awesome. I didn't expect that. Now it's my turn to enjoy Zhao Yuan's protection. Opposite him, an identical Zhou Kaiding appeared, as if shrouded in shadow, with a gloomy expression on his face. It is the shadow with 300% attributes of Zhou Kaiding. The awakening trial started, and Zhao Yuan immediately suffered the feedback damage. Zhao Yuan's indestructible golden body has fallen into the cooldown period, so the current attributes are 300 billion points of health and 24 billion points of double defense. Battle information: trigger the real oath, suffer an attack, and your own blood volume will drop. Trigger Thorn Anti-Armor, causing 32 times 2.5 billion real damage. Trigger Thorn Anti-Armor, trigger Thorn Anti-Armor. The shield on Zhao Yuan's body shattered layer by layer, and the SSS level healer directly applied Zhao Yuan's invincibility effect for 6 minutes. After tens of seconds passed, Zhou Kaiding left the 3 awakening trials and completed the 3 awakenings of his main skills, successful, and the invincibility time on Zhao Yuan still has a long time. I will upgrade all skills to 3 awakenings in one go. Zhou Kaiding was not hypocritical, and started the awakening trial of other skills again. Every time you pass an awakening trial, only one skill can be awakened. Zhou Kaiding needs to repeatedly open dozens of awakening trials before he can upgrade his skills to the 3rd awakening level. In this way, the other 3 presidents and several vice presidents all applied Zhao Yuan's eternal vow buff. Completed 3 awakenings. Xiaoguo's high level combat power suddenly soared. Yuning couldn't help sighing. Before this, even the 4 presidents of the Xia Kingdom had only awakened for the 2nd time, and I'm only over 200 levels, and I've reached the 2nd awakening. The branch effect of Zhao Yuan's true oath is to increase the skill range, so there are not many permanent oath buffs, and now there are only 3 left. Zhao Yuan finally said, I will return to Yain City first, but I still have to beware of the follow-up actions of the Star Forces. Chapter 323 Beginning Demon Clan. Zhao Yuan smashed all the copper coins and enhancement stones on the equipment, and at the same time spent the copper coins to open the gem holes for the crimson equipment. Forging information: the total consumption of copper coins is 886.2 billion, and a large number of strengthening stones are used. The current strengthening level of the whole body equipment is plus 267, strengthened to plus 267. This is the result of many subsequent strengthening failures, wasting a lot of materials. All gem holes of crimson equipment have been opened. Crimson equipment can open up to 10 gem holes, but the more you open the holes, the more copper coins you spend will increase. Then Zhao Yuan inlaid all the 8th level gems obtained in the Starry Sky gift box into the equipment. The extra 8th level gems were given to teammates by Zhao Yuan. 8th level gems are definitely a rare item for 300 level players. Most of the 300 level players with insufficient combat power are inlaid with 5th level gems. After the whole body crimson equipment was strengthened to plus 267, and the level 8 gems were inlaid at the same time, Zhao Yuan's attribute panel soared again. Zhao Yuan asked, have you obtained the transfer trial skip coupon? I got 3 abyss difficulty transfer trial skip tickets. Yuning, I followed you in the final battle, and the battlefield points are not low, although my aura can only boost 10 level 230 players present. The contribution I get is also very high, so I also got 3 abyssal difficulty skip tickets. Zhang Fengwu responded, we also got 3 transfer tickets to open the Starry Sky gift box. Naturally wait for Yuning to return, and then turn on the lucky halo. Under the high lucky value bonus, the rest of the teammates got 3 skip tickets. Zhao Yuan said, that's good, otherwise there will be a gap in our transfer stage, which is not conducive to subsequent upgrades. In the forum of Doomsday Games, players are frantically discussing this cataclysm event. It turns out that the forces of the Starry Sky carried out a wave of polluting beasts and fought with our human race to hold some kind of ceremony. The action efficiency of Xiaoguo's powerhouses is too exaggerated, isn't it? How long did it take? Did you locate the coordinates of the star forces, and then wipe them all out? If it is Xiaoguo and many allies, it can be understood, but only the powerhouses of the Xia Kingdom are contributing throughout the whole process. Xiaoguo saved our human race this time. Otherwise, how many players will die? Several players from the White Bear country commented, it's a shame, our White Bear country, as a top-level country, didn't find the danger coming, but Xiaoguo naturally does not dare to share information, and is worried about being attacked. It can only be the strong one in the country to bite the bullet. There must have been a large number of casualties, and many high-level powerhouses of the Xia state have fallen, and the national strength of the Xia state will inevitably decline, and Xiaoguo also repaired 6% of the starry sky barrier. This is a miracle. Zhao Yuan glanced at the forum at random, and most of the beautiful country, the cherry blossom country, the British country, the Lanxi country, players didn't know that the top powerhouses in their own country were slaughtered. Is Davis also watching the forum now? The sword of creation truth in his hand, as a weapon of causality, really restrains me too much. At the same time, in Yan City, there was a male jewelry craftsman who had issued jewelry tasks to Zhao Yuan. Contacted the rest of the demon race players. His facial features are three-dimensional, his appearance is handsome, and there is a dark flame mark in the center of his forehead. Chapter 324 Complete 10 turns. Guild information. 380,000 void archers have been obtained. The pink troop has been level 20 since reincarnation. As a pink troop, its attributes are naturally much higher than those of the golden centipede. But for Zhao Yuan now, the increase in combat power of the pink arms has been very small. After all, Phoenix's Holy Beast blessing plus by these him boost made Zhao Yuan's skill range reach an extremely exaggerated level. The skill range of Yan Ho Fengai alone is dozens of times stronger than before. The scary thing about void archers is the void arrow skill. The arrows fired will skip the flight time and hit the enemy directly. As long as it is within the range of 1,000 meters, it can complete the attack across the void, Zhao Yuan said to himself. There are men and women in these void archers. They are strong, wearing silver-gray light armor, and carrying huge bows and arrows taller than themselves. Numerous strange patterns of the void domain fatally appeared on the skins of these void archers. The pupils are silver-gray, and the facial features are three-dimensional and exquisite. Although it is only level 20, it is already a very good combat unit. Sakura country, beautiful country, British country, the high-level powerhouses have been killed, which means that I can launch coercive campaigns against these countries without any scruples, then slaughter all these enemies back to level 0. This is how to quickly increase the level. At the same time, permanent attributes can also be superimposed. There is also a duel with the Devil King. After the Devil Mark is raised to the 8th level, the bonus of all attributes provided will increase. With my current attribute strength, every 5% increases an extremely exaggerated value. There are still jewelry tasks that have not been unlocked, as well as a super large copy of level 220. By the way, to launch a forced guild battle, you must prepare the scroll of imprisonment and shackles in advance, so that the hostile guild cannot be forced to quit. You can use Void Mine to find the auction house for barter transactions, but the jewelry craftsman in the auction house is likely to be a foreign race hidden in the NPC. Find time to find out this guy, and then directly take all the void mines he has accumulated. Zhao Yuan's teammates used the skip coupons for the Abyss difficulty transfer trial one after another. The same is true for Zhao Yuan himself. Go to level 220 for 10 rotations, and level 260 for 11 rotations. Zhao Yuan is now rank 8, so he can directly skip the trial of rank 9 and rank 10. He tore open 2 coupons for skipping the job transfer trial, and was shrouded in a rich scarlet light. Successfully skipped the Abyss level 9 trial, and rewarded 50,000 real attribute points. Every time a player upgrades to one level, the real strength and real physique will increase by 3,000 points, and the real agility and real intelligence will increase by 600 points. The player has exceeded level 180, and has gained a total of 90,000 points of real strength and physique, and 1.80000 points of real agility and intelligence. Boom. The tyrannical life energy wandered through Zhao Yuan's flesh and blood, and settled between his heart and lungs, which caused his body to undergo an exaggerated evolution. The tyrannical pain hit, but Zhao Yuan could already accept this level of pain. Because I added 15 W points of real physique in one breath before. Thick steam rose from Zhao Yuan's body, and a lot of sweat flowed out from under the crimson quality Yaojin armor. However, this kind of real-life evolution process is much more exciting than the previous ordinary attribute points. Zhao Yuan naturally added the rewarded 50,000 points to his real physique, then used the second skip ticket. The player has skipped the 10-turn trial of Abyss difficulty. Reward 200,000 real attribute points. Each level is increased. The real strength and constitution will increase by 1 W points. and the real agility and intelligence will increase by 2,000 points. Player level over 220 will make up all the real attribute points. Chapter 325 8th Rank Demon King Mark. Zhao Yuan has never had a record of losing a battle, and today is also the day to harvest Demon King points. I hope that Zhao Yuan will grow up soon and become the pillar of the Xia Kingdom, and repair the star barrier as soon as possible, so that we can go back to the previous days, the players of the Xia Kingdom said expectantly. Several players from the White Bear Kingdom discussed. Zhao Yuan now has the title of Lord of Asylum, and the discussion on the forum has gone crazy. If it weren't for the Xia Kingdom's high-level executives turned the catastrophe event, plus the global announcement of repairing the star barrier, the most popular right now is definitely Zhao Yuan. His oath area actually covers more than 21st level main cities, more than 62nd level main cities, and countless states and counties. It's outrageous. Zhao Yuan is worthy of the title of Lord of Asylum. Between the many first-level main cities, there is a wider wilderness area. Being able to cover such a huge area, I guess Zhao Yuan should have obtained some kind of artifact that increases the scope of the field, otherwise, I can't explain it. I am so stupid to shelter 800 million players from Xia Kingdom alone. Many players don't know that Zhao Yuan is also the main force in ending the catastrophe and repairing the star barrier. At that time, he was only level 221. Opposite Zhao Yuan was a female player in light armor. Looking at the dagger hanging from his waist, it should be an assassin player, and Zhao Yuan is completely the nemesis of assassin players. No, Zhao Yuan is the nemesis of all types of players. Even the gods of the stars will be punished by real retaliation. 7 When the 260 level female assassin saw Zhao Yuan, she was filled with despair and became conscious. The mark of the Devil King that I have accumulated for so many years will be shattered soon. There will not even be a tie in the key duel between the Devil Kings. In the case of a tie, the devil marks of both sides will be lost. Zhao Yuan's anti-armor skills are too perverted. Zhao Yuan looked at the despairing expression on the enemy's face and was not moved at all. In the duel of the Devil King, one side is destined to lose the mark of the Devil King. The ending is already doomed, but Zhao Yuan wants to try his devouring body. With so many skills imprinted, it seems to have been triggered once, and when I was fighting Davis, I couldn't trigger the branding skill, so I used the assassin in front of me to test the water. Zhao Yuan turned on the fever taunt, instantly controlling the female assassin. The enemy's figure is like a ghost, and it will drag after images when moving. After using the unlocking skill, the judgment failed, and it was impossible to purify the frantic ridicule after 5 awakenings. The enemy's attack speed is doubled, and the attack power is reduced by 40%. And rushed towards Zhao Yuan frantically and uncontrollably. Zhao Yuan disarmed the barrier of despair in his hand, and just stood there waiting for the enemy to stab him. At the same time, he turned off the Thorn anti-armor skill. The barrier of despair serves as a two-handed heavy shield, capable of blocking the entire body in front, so it is difficult to trigger the branding skills. Because they are all blocked by the shield and cannot touch the body, the daggers in the enemy's hands glowed with a green skill halo, and the whole person became more and more fierce. It teleported behind Zhao Yuan, and slashed at the back of his head with all its strength. Kang! The sound of gold and iron colliding sounded, and the pink dagger in the enemy's hand shattered directly, and its durability returned to 0 and attacked the parts of the two branding skills. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.